Good afternoon and welcome, everybody. This would be the Jeff Cameron Show right here on 97.9 ESPN Radio. Great to be with you. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Jeff. That's Tom. We're online, ESPNTallahassee.com. That's where you go to listen live via the streaming free always. Don't miss anything, but if you do, get caught up at your leisure. All 3 hours posted upon the conclusion of the program, both to iTunes and our own audio vault. You can email us if you like, jcs at 979ESPNradio.com. Hello, YouTubers. Good to have you back. Good to be back. We're also on Periscope. If you follow at 979ESPN Radio. Email us if you want. It's jcs at 979ESPNradio.com. I think I said that. Maybe I was just forsaking the app. The WTSM app. Overabundance of ways to listen into the program. Sometimes things aren't working as well as they should, so you can just go down the list. I'll try this. I'll try this. I'll try this. We'll do that. There's also what's the other app that we used to
TuneIn. It'll work. Yeah.
It works. It works well. Man, it's just such a easy breezy. Fun feeling knowing that it's stress-free right now. It's just a good I'm so anxious for the NCAA tournament. You know, a lot of people turn their attention to the weight game, not me. A lot of people turn their attention to the ACC tournament, not me. I literally do not care. Now, I say that when Florida State takes the court in the ACC tournament and we see them, you know, it's once you see those colors, right? You see the garnet and the gold. You see, or if we're wearing black or white, whatever it is, you see the FSU.
I hope we're wearing the black uniforms.
Yeah. So, you know, I know that once that happens and I see us, I go, all right, okay, it's time to kick some ass. But as I sit here today, the weight of a pending game is not there. And it coincides with taking care of business. And I really just don't remember too many times, too many shows or, editions of this show that I got to a place where basketball was just leaps and bounds ahead of football, at least on the mind, and it's certainly not at a time where football things are happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I never really thought of a time, or that there would be a time, where basketball is so buttoned up, so solid, so trustworthy, so consistently well run and operated and effective on a basketball court that I could just put them over here and say, I don't have to worry about them. They're solid. We're going to be okay. It's the football that I have grave concerns about. It's the football that right now, I'm somewhat, not locked in on as I should be. I probably should never admit that to you guys, but I also know that if I'm dishonest here regarding my passions, you'll pick up on it. I mean, I'm like you. I care that Akeem Dent seems to meet the criteria. I care about some of these little reports that are coming out that make us feel better about certain players. But, and maybe it's just week one. Like you'll hear on Seminole Headlines, we get into this, and that's coming up at 4. But it's just maybe week one when they're not wearing pads, because we got burned last year where there were a lot of talking points about certain players. Brian Burns' names came to light, and he ended up having a good year. But turns out that the reason he routinely destroyed our tackles had to do a lot with the fact that our tackles sucked. And so how much of that, you can't, when they're not wearing pads, you don't know.
No, for me to hear that Akeem and Stanford Samuels are playing corner, that's probably the biggest thing. That Akeem is playing at a high level early on, and he's got to, put helmets and full pads on, and we'll see. But by all accounts, it looks like he's going to be a plug-and-play type player, type freshman. But that you put Stanford back there where he was, I use this term for McFadden when he was having a great season a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
He's like a draped tapestry over a receiver. I mean, that's what we saw in camp last year from Stanford. Now, he was playing the Zeus position, and they fell in love with him there, and they ended up transitioning him. But when he was in individual drills, it was, what do you do with that guy? He's tall and rangy. So if you can combine those two players on the outside, that allows you to shuffle a lot of bodies like Woodby, like Levante Taylor, which we were talking about yesterday, playing in the slot. All right. Maybe this is the secondary that we thought we were going to get last year, because we thought it was going to be one that you could boast about in the ACC, and there were a lot of good ones in the conference last year. but ours was
We were not
god-awful.
amongst them.
No.
No, we weren't amongst them. Yeah, you're right. Those things all sound well and good, but like you, it's a wait-and-see time, and it's a real wait-and-see time when they're not even in pads. What do you make of how many guys have had they're not excuse-making, but there has been and they're not excuse-making. I want to make that abundantly clear. But there have been plenty of conversations from guys that that heard them, saw them open up about injuries they were playing through a year ago. And it's funny because I don't think they're lying. Levante Taylor was hurt, obviously. And, listen, I am sympathetic to people who have hamstring issues. I never used to. I have off and on in the last few years working to remedy that situation. But those things are scary. They rise up on you. They talk to you, and they don't let you be at your best, period. Whether you're an elite athlete or just a weekend jogger, they just don't. So, and at his position, if that's true, I hate it for him. And then you find out it's a back and everything else. At the same time, just you hear that right on the heels of Cam Akers talking about playing through what he did, and you had a 5-7 season, and I could just hear the fan base. I could just picture individuals reading that going, mm-hmm. So we're all hurt. That was the reason. You instantly go to the cynical when you're coming off a 5-7 season. It doesn't mean they're not telling the truth. I'm sure Cam Akers was hurt. He didn't look anything like himself. I'm sure Taylor was hurt. We've seen him play well. He didn't play well last year.
He was great in camp.
Yeah.
You couldn't fake that in camp.
No, so clearly there were problems. And in some ways you should almost get excited about that. Here's what I mean by that. If your better players who didn't play well, whom you need to play well, were all hurt, good. It's nice to know there was a legitimate reason above and beyond coaching mistakes and things like that led to them playing so poorly. I like knowing then, in retrospect that a kid wasn't at 100%. It's better that than find out he just sucks.
Well, yes. If I'm given two alternatives, I'm going to choose that he was hurt every time.
But, I mean, they were legitimately hurt. So, again, I don't want to poo-poo that. I don't want people to think, oh, man, you second-guessing that kid? You're saying he's making excuses? Levante Taylor's a grown man.
That injury news came out pretty soon after the season, too, which is usually when you hear about,
And you knew Samuels wasn't 100%. You knew a lot of these guys who you think can really play, were not healthy. So now all I do in spring, and I do this every spring, regardless of my mood, regardless of where the program is at, I spend a lot of time just holding my breath that nobody gets hurt in spring. It's spring. Yes, it's a chance to gain. It's a chance to take steps forward and get better. Coaches talk about it that way. Players should see it that way. I agree. But if you put on the fan hat for a second, all you really care about, there's no pending game. All you really care about is let's get through this, get better, and nobody get hurt.
So you were pumped a week ago. Are you not pumped anymore?
I was surprised by somewhat of the indifference I feel this week, but I think it has more to do with nobody's in pads. Everybody looks like a rock star when you're at this level of football, of an athlete that would get recruited here. You look great. Everybody's going to look great in T-shirt and shorts. They better. I mean, that's the, so maybe next week. Maybe when the pads come on and we start seeing, what happens. Who are the men who are rising up and playing competitively in a game of football as opposed to two-hand touch.
When I saw yesterday, and you were citing it during the show, but Gene Williams' post from War Chant about the the updates in practice and the observations, and I saw the second-team offensive line. I perked up when I saw the second-team offensive line. You got Dante Lucas and the two Christians who last year redshirted, and you have a JUCO transfer at tackle. Oh, all right, that's like the farm system. And you're an MLB fan, it's September call-ups time. I know that's changing. That you saw the agreement between the MLBPA. That's going to, I think, be 26 or 28 or something instead of a 40-man.
Yeah.
But still, the analogy holds. I'm like, whew, wait a minute. Who can we call up from line 2 up to line 1 here? I think we've got some promotions in order.
Well, what made me laugh about seeing those names in that list of second-teamers was, well, by second team, you mean starting offensive line. I mean, that's immediately what I saw when I read that. I was kind of like, well, all of you need to be moved on up here. We know what that is. And that's not completely fair.
I know.
People are allowed to get better.
Right.
And we do think there's a chance Arnold can do something. And, so I get it.
Not the same position, but LaMarcus Brutus was nothing, to write home about until you realize, man, I miss LaMarcus Brutus. He was pretty solid for us. We need LaMarcus Brutus back.
This is the same exercise every day. I don't mean the show. I mean when we start talking about Florida State. It's the same thing. It starts off in this place where we kind of lay the cards out on the table. And like, oh, are you excited about anything? Anything really standing out? Anything you want? Any piercing insight? Anything we can say that might interest people here?
So like Stewie, got any piercing insights?
No, I was waiting. Yeah, I was kind of like, is that all there? And then all of a sudden, you're kind of going, no, well, no, not really. Don't want to overstate this. Some of these guys are pretty good.
Gonna predict that we're gonna win 10 games.
I'm sticking to my they got a good chance to win 8 games prediction. That hasn't wavered.
Percentage chance they win 8 games.
Oh, good God.
Hey, it's irresponsible. It's March. March is an irresponsible football month.
Percentage chance that they win 8 games.
Or more, yeah. Not right on the number. So I'll give you some, in case there's like, 5% chance they win 9. Add that right on top.
57%.
Woo! 57. 8 or better. 57% chance.
Well, but I think more like 8. Yeah.
Okay. I think about a month ago you would have said a lot more than 57%. When we were doing W's and L's, it's an unabashed 10-2 or whatever.
Well, no. I think I was 9-3. I might have, maybe on a crazy day where I was feeling it, I might have gone.
I think I got told I was smoking crack for.
Well, you were over there like 6-6. You were dogging them.
I was 9-3, but I just have to pick. You have to pick a loss on the schedule. That's ridiculous.
No, I don't think you were 9-3. You were 8-4 or worse. There's nothing wrong with that. I think you were 8-4 or worse. I think you were 7-5.
No.
Oh yeah, I think you were definitely No, listen, it doesn't matter because what I'm saying, it's ridiculous. It's how you catch somebody. Did you get enough coffee today? Did you work out? Did you have some water? I mean, it's just a matter of how you catch you in March.
Did you have some water?
Buck your shoulders up. You're gonna what is that, an umbrella?
You think we could beat Syracuse?
This is us. No. Hey, so when I said that, it was funny because I love it. I don't care if people disagree with me. That's fine. You certainly can't do this job and be worried about that. But I told you right after that, when we did W's and L's and we were having fun with it, the immediate response was, "Are you crazy, Cameron?" They were in line with you, dude. They were all, "Are you nuts?" 8 wins. But I was amazed at how far down in the dumps. Like, that's the back alley, just too much to drink, weight kicking you in the stomach as they walk by to their car.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of approach that our fans had. They were, maybe 4 wins. I'm like, oh, Jesus. 4 wins. Stop. We won 5 last year. We couldn't block anybody.
That's true. And if you want to look at it from a positive perspective.
Don't do that. The schedule was brutal a year ago. It's their first year. They're coming off a 6-loss season that they inherit, so there's a lot of problems in the locker room. There's all this stuff. We win 5. People are like 4-8, Cameron. I'm like, we won 5 a year ago, and that group couldn't have blocked anybody. But that's where a certain collection of our fan base is. Like 20%, 25% are kind of, they may not win a game. Easy. It's what happens when you simmer in something, when you just sit and stew.
You got, you at linebacker, Corey at rush end, Ira at the buck position. I'm playing safety. We still a 4-man pressure.
We got a little chance here.
We would have gotten home last year.
Well, again, I think what happens is on a loop, people are watching. You go back and watch that Notre Dame game that we attended. Ooh, that was an insult. That I have never.
I thought I was cold when I got off the bus.
I laughed. I remember a couple different times looking out there at what they were doing defensively, going, oh, my God.
Then I watched us try to run the football.
Why don't they just pull down their pants?
Then I realized what a chill really was.
It's just wrong. They're sitting there yelling. We know you've got more blockers than we have defenders, and we don't care. You can't do anything about it. I've never seen that. That's just, holy moly, that hurts.
The pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
visible toning, and extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours. Experience a more vibrant life today with Orange Theory Fitness. To find out more, go to orangetheoryfitness.com.
Hi, this is Peter Bond, owner of Jerry's Cigar Shop. Jerry's has been a local favorite for cigar enthusiasts for the last 25 years. We have the largest walk-in humidors in town, filled to the brim with an amazing cigar selection. Relax in one of our leather chairs and enjoy an ice-cold beer or a glass of wine with your cigar. Jerry's is a great place to watch sports on our big flat-screen TVs and offers a comfortable setting for lively conversation. Visit our original store on Scherer Road or our new second location on Cary Forest Parkway. We hope to see you soon.
Did you see that game last night?
Ooh, instant classic.
I can't believe how much Burton was sweating in the ninth. You could see each bead dripping off his brow.
I didn't see him sweating.
My girlfriend was blown away by his clear skin. She kept going on and on about what his daily regime is. It was pretty impressive. I'm sure you noticed that.
Yeah, I didn't notice his smooth skin.
Either you don't have a girlfriend or you don't have DirecTV.
I don't have either, actually.
Wow. Really?
Live sports that aren't in 4K are just kinda TV. Only DirecTV has the most live sports in 4K. Don't just kinda TV, DirecTV. Switch from Dish and get a $100 reward card. Limited 4K programming available. Requires entertainment package or higher. Compatible equipment. Reward card with 24-month agreement. Maintain service and redeem within 75 days. Card within 4 weeks. Ends 3/31/2019. Select markets only. Requires 2-room setup. Minimum $47 per month for 12 months after discount. Price is higher in second year. New residential customers only. Equipment lease, activation, installation, early termination, equipment non-return, and other charges and restrictions apply.
T-Spark Enterprises, roofing and construction services. T-Spark, TSparkConstruction.com.
It's been many months since Hurricane Michael devastated our area. Many people are still dealing with the damages and finding it hard to get a local contractor to contact them. Are you struggling with getting assistance to fix your damages? Are you feeling like your insurance company is not being fair? If your answer is yes to any of these questions, we can help. My name is Travis, owner of T-Spark Enterprises, and I'm asking you to give us a call today for your free consultation. Let my company guide you through the process to get your home back to normal.
Call 850-766-1340. T-Spark Enterprises, roofing and construction services. T-Spark, TSparkConstruction.com.
License number CCC 1331204.
Seminoles, it's 2019 and a new football season is amongst us. It's a new day, and we have an opportunity to build this program back to where it belongs, together. Every day we get one step faster, one rep stronger. The journey to the top includes you. We are one tribe together, and we remain unconquered. We need you in Doak Campbell Stadium this fall, and that begins by getting season tickets now. Visit us online at Seminoles.com or call 1-888-FSU-NOLE and get ready to hear
Touchdown, Florida State!
Very soon.
The Jeff Cameron Show podcast, available on demand at ESPNTallahassee.com and on iTunes today. The Jeff Cameron Show podcast is brought to you by Garnet and Gold of Tallahassee. When you buy FSU apparel, support local business. GarnetandGold.com.
The Corner Pocket Bar and Grill on Appalachia Parkway is currently hosting a soccer equipment donation drive for children in the Philippines. Through family and friend connections, the Corner Pocket has adopted the Baybay City Jaguars Football Club in the Philippines as their sponsored team. Youth and teen soccer equipment, new or used, can be dropped off from 11 a.m. through late night 7 days a week at the Corner Pocket Bar and Grill, located next to Earth Fair on the Parkway. Whether it is a pair of cleats, an old soccer ball, or any other equipment, anything and everything is greatly appreciated. Thank you for your consideration. From 97.9 ESPN Radio and the staff at the Corner Pocket.
You're locked in with the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
So where do you think we are? I'm just wondering. I thought we'd be higher, and this is going to drive you nuts. Where do you think Florida State is in the in Ken Palm's Pomeroy ratings?
In Ken Palm? Ooh. Well, since you say it that way, I don't know, like 21st?
No, better than that. Top 20 for sure, but I'm just kind of curious, where do you think we are? If I tell you top 20, tell me where you think we are.
17.
We're 15th.
Okay. That's better than the net.
You
believe
know,
it or not.
yeah, who's ahead of us?
Auburn.
That is correct.
Yeah. Everybody loves freaking Auburn.
That
That
was
was close.
Yeah, you haven't had a close one in a while. But I would ask you this. I mean, they're one spot. They're 14th. It is remarkable, right? When you see that, when you look at Auburn, I'm not saying Auburn's terrible. By the way, the Ding Ding was overjoyed last night with LSU's win against the University of Florida in overtime as it was.
I thought Florida was going to sweep them. If you saw how the first half ended, I thought, it's going to be one of those.
Yeah, no, I actually wondered why LSU was struggling so mightily with a team that Florida State just batched of in like 5 minutes.
Maybe we should hop LSU in the brackets then, we didn't play them.
We have in Ken Palm. We, of course, beat them head-to-head. But, yeah, they struggled. They had to win in overtime, all that good stuff. But they did win, and it's yet another loss for Florida. And so, you have to ask a lot. Florida is still top 30 in Ken Palm.
Mm-hmm.
They're 17-13. I wonder if they finish below 500, would they still?
Oh, I think so. So here's Auburn's last handful of games. We'll go in reverse chronological as in most recent first. They held off Alabama. They came back in that game to win 66-60. They just barely got past Mississippi State 80-75. They just barely beat
Mississippi
Georgia.
State's a top 25 Ken Palm team, so that's a nice win.
They got past Georgia 78-75, that same Georgia team that beat Florida.
In Gainesville.
Kentucky tuned them up 80-53. Kentucky beat them bad. They destroyed Arkansas. They beat Vandy by 11, and then their two previous games they lost to Ole Miss and they lost to LSU. I don't know. They're 21-9, so they're a top 15 team, really.
Something about their Ken Palm ranking. Can you go preseason? Can you go look at their non-conference? Can you find me the game that we're not recognizing as the straw that stirs the drink? Because I think that's probably what it is.
They beat Washington by 22. They beat Xavier by 9. They lost to Duke by 6. And they beat Arizona. Is Arizona any good anymore?
No.
Okay. NC State beat them.
That's
it. They lost to Kentucky. They lost to Mississippi State earlier in the season. They lost to LSU.
By the way, Washington is 42nd in Ken Palm. They're not that win. You said that you threw it around like it was something.
I don't know. I mean, because Washington was ranked. So I'm looking at their ESPN, and it's ranked at the time. It's like
Washington's not very good. They're not terrible. They've had a decent season. They're going to clearly make the tournament in all likelihood, but they're not great.
They beat Dayton. I don't know. It's really I don't know what's there.
It's kind of a mystery, isn't it?
Yes. It's a mystery I've been monitoring for a long time.
You've been hyper-focused on it, but I agree with you. It's weird how that works. When you go through these teams and you go back and you look, you're going, okay, so NC State beat them, and NC State's 40th in Ken Palm. Not a terrible team, good team. NC State's 20-10. They're we've seen them. They're up close and personal. They're pretty good, but not elite, not great.
Teams that were ranked at the time Auburn beat them. Washington at the beginning of the season, they were 25th. They lost to Duke, so I'm going to go through all the ranked games. They lost to Duke. They lost to Kentucky. They lost to Mississippi State when they were ranked. They lost to LSU when they were ranked, and we are at present day.
Purdue is number 10 in Ken Palm. Of course, we vanquished them. Virginia Tech is number 11. Of course, we beat them as well. LSU is 17. Yep, you got it. Beat them as well. Go on down the list. There's Florida in the top 30. Beat them as well. Clemson in the top 30. Beat them as well. You can keep doing this. Louisville's number 21. Beat them as well. It's just cool to be able to do that, right? Go through this list. You can go Purdue, Virginia Tech, LSU, Louisville, and then you keep going. You'll find Clemson and Florida and those kinds of teams. NC State, aforementioned. All Florida State's record in those games. Win. What gives?
Results matter, right?
I mean, at some point,
that's where I agree with you.
What gives?
It's Pitt and BC being two giant anchors, two Louis Anderson-sized anchors.
My goodness
bringing
gracious,
us down.
Absolutely, it has to be.
But if we draw Auburn in the second round, I'm going to circle the. I mean, I will be for 48 hours tailgating
circle the
for
wagons.
That game.
God help us if we lose.
Well, yes.
But you are going to be locked in.
It'll be my luck we get our butts kicked.
Well, you'd have to call. So you'll have to call their bookstore and say, sorry about that.
I need a pennant.
I dished you, and I'll take a bottle opener.
I'll take a Bruce Pearl necklace.
Jeez, man, careful.
Hey, man, come on. I've never even used that phrase. That's ridiculous.
I was like, what are we doing here? Okay. All right. On that note.
That's like an all-time post on the Tribal Council regarding Jack Nicklaus and bathing. Like,
Oh, right.
If you think about his nickname.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Somebody put that on.
No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Stop. Go to break. I can't continue.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Equipment, anything and everything is greatly appreciated. Thank you for your consideration. From 97.9 ESPN Radio and the staff at the Corner Pocket.
Tallahassee Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram is the Jeep headquarters of America. We've purchased over 100 Jeep Renegades, and they've all arrived and are on the lot for immediate delivery. 2018 Jeep Renegade Latitude with MSRP starting at $25,120. On sale now for $18,870. That's a savings of $6,250. A new Jeep starting at $18,870. Those prices are unheard of and only can be found at your Jeep headquarters of America, Tallahassee Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. No other dealer can offer you this kind of savings. We buy in mass quantities and pass along the savings to you. 2018 Jeep Renegade Latitude starting at $18,870. Payments as low as $299 a month. Going on right now during Jeep Freedom Days. Only at Tallahassee Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram on the corner of West Tennessee and Capitol Circle, where we're right on the corner and always right on the price. Check us out on the web at TallahasseeDCJ.com. All prices include rebates and incentives plus tax, title, and dealer fee. ST18J605 must finance through Chrysler Capital and qualify for all rebates and incentives.
2018 ACM Vocal Group of the Year. Old Dominion, Make It Sweet Tour 2019. This Friday, Donald L. Tucker Civic Center. With special guests Jordan Davis and Mitchell Tenpenny. Tickets on sale now online at tuckerciviccenter.com. You can't miss Old Dominion Live. Produced by AEG Presents.
Games for Less, the only locally owned and operated gaming store in town, has Tallahassee's largest selection of new and used video games and game systems. The future of video gaming is at Games for Less, where they have both the PS4 and Xbox One. It's time to trade in your old systems and elevate your gaming experience now. Games for Less is also your headquarters for the best in retro gaming. Atari 2600, original Nintendo, Super NES, or Sega Genesis, you name it. They got it at Games for Less. Games for Less, the Super Walmart Shopping Center on Appalachia Parkway. Give them a call today at 850-219-3535. That's Games for Less.
With the Bloomberg Business of Sports Report, I'm Michael Barr. Santa Anita Park has suspended thoroughbred racing indefinitely after a spike of fatalities have cast doubt on the safety of its racing surface. Another horse has died at the Fame racetrack outside of Los Angeles. In a growing mystery, now 21 horses have died at Santa Anita since late December. The latest death is of a 4-year-old filly. The horses aren't getting sick, they're getting hurt. There's a belief that all of the recent rain in California may be impacting the track, but the soil has been cleared. Officials at U.S. Bank Stadium are going to pick out some curtains. The stadium home to the Minnesota Vikings is also the home this year to the NCAA Final Four. The curtains will go up to block the sun and the views that make the stadium unique. And the curtains aren't cheap. It will cost $4.6 million. The stadium's general manager says it's being done to keep the lighting consistent for televising the games. And that's a Bloomberg Business of Sports report. I'm Michael Barr.
At CDW, we get that wireless printing can leave your network vulnerable.
That's why I never take my eyes off our printers. I haven't blinked all day.
That's gotta itch.
No, it's more of a burning sensation.
Well, CDW would orchestrate a solution featuring HP LaserJet Enterprise printers to help you protect your network with reliable automated print security.
Can I blink again?
You sure can. IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Find out more at cdw.com/HP Print Security.
Do you ever wonder how we're streaming millions of movies on demand or doing our banking from the beach? And how are we watching a live mission from Mars? Smart business minds dreamed these ideas, and Amazon Web Services is how they built them. With the broadest functionality and the most experience, the leading enterprises trust the AWS cloud to build the next big idea. Are you ready to build it? Learn more at awsishow.com.
Broadcasting live from the Tallahassee Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
I had an experience today, and it was a reminder. I should bring this woman into the show so that she could be part of a character from the show, but she's a real person. But you guys need to get to know her because she sucks. There's a woman in my neighborhood as a human being. There's a woman in my neighborhood.
That's better.
Yeah. There's a woman in my neighborhood that's just mad all the time. And I have lived in my current residence for over 10 years. And I don't know if it's me. She may just hate me, I guess. But it started a long time ago when my kids were really young. They're still young, 11 and 8. But they were, Bryce was like 1 or 2. And I don't want to describe her because I don't want her to know that I'm talking about her on the air necessarily. Or
It's like one of 7 people on your block, right? I mean,
no. It's part of the neighborhood. It's a big neighborhood. It's a larger neighborhood.
Well, that's a labyrinth, is what it is.
Yeah. So, but she lives within, easy jogging distance, not too far up the road.
So like 9 miles.
No. She literally lives probably a mile and a half. But she always walks down this one road. She fancies herself a traffic cop. And, okay, so now here's the deal. When you live in a neighborhood with a lot of kids and you have kids yourself, you are sensitive to the fact that people, especially, and I sound old here, but it's true, and I never thought about it until now, teenagers will ride out in their trucks or whatever at like 60 and a 40 or a 35 or a 20, whipping around the corner. It's happened when I've been walking. So you are sensitive to that. And there have been moments where I'm like, okay, look, man, that dude needs to get it together. It's the second time he's driven down this street. It's a neighborhood with kids everywhere, and he's going 50. And I've had to say something to somebody before. So I'm not averse to doing that. I would do that. But she thinks everybody is speeding no matter the speed. I went back in the day, we had a minivan long before I had my kick-ass Nissan and long before I had my Infiniti QX80, which I have now, and luxurious as it is, you can't miss me coming. The lap of luxury is on its way. Anyhow, that said, I had a minivan. I'm driving freaking 20 in a minivan, and she's giving me the slow down sign, like freakishly fast hands. Just, ooh, slow it down. Like she's freaking out. I stopped the car one time. I think this ended up being the part where we have a problem. The whole family was in the car. I went, nope, I'm tired of this. It's the third time she's done it. I'm going under the speed limit, and she's giving me the slow down sign. Burp! Hit the brakes. My wife's go, Jeff, don't. She could see the look, when I get that.
Yeah.
She goes, no, don't do it. I go, no, I'm doing it. And I backed the car up. So the lady got scared. I think I've told that story before. I stopped the car and backed it up. She's like, oh, my God, somebody's going to assault me because she's paranoid. I said, ma'am, I'm going 18 miles per hour in a 20. You don't need to tell me to slow down. I'm not A. B, I'm not speeding. And she just looks at me. She scowls. She gives me the scowl. And she's mad that I stopped and showed her up. And then she says something. I don't know what she said, but she said it as I was pulling away. I almost stopped the car again, but I kept going. So anyhow, we were done with it, right? That was the beginning of the end. Now, no matter what, she gives me a stare or a slow down signal. I could be going 4 miles per hour today, and I haven't seen her in a long time. She's walking her dog, and it's a sorry dog. It's just a sorry dog.
Oh, don't bring the dog
I'm just
into
saying
it.
It's a sorry dog. It's not even a real dog. It's this, whatever this is. Anyhow, and I love dogs, and I would love that dog.
That
I'm
dog
sure.
needs love is what it needs.
It does, but it's just it's perfect for her to have that dog. I'm turning right. I'm literally at a stop sign, turning right onto the road. She's got jet black hair. That's all I'll say. And it's short, and she's angry.
That's all I'll say. It's short, about 5'3". That's all I'm going to say.
Her name is Tina. No, so anyhow, I'm turning right onto the road. It's one lane one way, one lane the other. You've seen my QX80, Tom. You know I can't just whip. I mean, I can. It's got amazing turn radius. But you can't just whip around a corner in a neighborhood in the QX. I've already had a full stop. So I'm leisurely. Plus, I don't even like to drive fast in my car. It's like on air. I'm just loving life, man. I'm listening to my music. I'm doing my thing. I leisurely turn right onto the road. She's coming the other way in her car on the lane she's supposed to be in. I turn onto my lane. She takes both hands off the steering wheel and starts to give me this, like, room, I need room. She's waving her hands like she's clapping, like I'm too far in close to her lane. I'm not even close to her. I was so tempted to just whip it back around and then tailor. But, you know, this road rage, crazy stuff. I'm not going to do that, of course. But I want to, she's out of control with the anger at all times. And I thought, we've all known people like this. No matter what you do, like, hey, Joan, would you like some coffee? Oh, of course you want coffee. Like, there's going to be something ridiculous about everything you do.
Yeah.
That's her. And I don't know what to do about it. I want to go have a peaceful conversation, maybe an offering. What could I do? What would I give her to say, let's bury the hatchet? Whatever you thought years ago, or I don't know what you think of me, but for some reason, you've got it out for me. But I have a suspicion it may be for everybody. She's mad at the world.
Yeah, that's definitely what it is. We had.
What do you do?
She could be sick, dude. We had a guy named.
She's not sick. She's been alive for 10 years. If she was sick, she would have been dead. Oh, you mean crazy?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
okay.
we had a guy in my neighborhood.
I don't mean to be dismissive by saying crazy. She could have a mental illness.
Yeah, growing up, there was a guy who was a little off. His name was Jerry. He had a dog, and.
Yeah, but I would know if you were.
But he'd turn around and he'd flip you off when he drove by.
Every time?
Every time.
But that's almost comical. If he didn't do it, you'd be like, flip me off, Jerry. Let's go.
Like,
Yeah.
What's wrong with me?
Yeah, come on. Flick me off.
Give me
already.
the
What are you
bird.
doing? Yeah. No, I would have picked up on that. She's normal. She's sound. She's just pissed. I don't know if a bald guy left her, and now every time she sees me, she's like,
you look like my Morty.
You bald people are the worst. I mean, I don't know.
I got stopped by a ridiculous guy one time in Southwood. Stopped coming down the road.
Dude stood in the road?
Dude got in the middle of the road. It's that little strip of residences on the way in. This guy.
There's a certain guy that lives over there that may owe somebody some money. Just saying.
It wasn't him.
No,
I know that guy.
Could have run him over.
House was too small. So he runs out and in front of the car. And this is not, again, I know, and I wouldn't tell the story if I was in the wrong. I wouldn't even let that story.
You'd be like, I was speeding.
I was
I
going
should
like
have
40.
slowed it. I should have slowed it down.
It's maybe 32, maybe. And I'm not speeding up.
I'm
coasting.
Yeah,
I'm coasting.
32 and a 25.
This guy comes around. I think it's a 30, but it may be a 25. All right, so sue me, 32. But I'm not accelerating.
No,
you don't hear like,
right.
And so this guy runs out, and the first question he asked me is, where are you going?
Oh, no, you don't get to do that.
No, sir.
You don't get to do that.
So my answer was, I'm going golfing. You want to hop in? And he did not like that answer very much.
That's a great answer.
And we had a little
terse
exchange. A terse exchange. I said, you have a wonderful day, sir. You know, I'll never live here. I promise you that. And I kept going because I knew that was his number one concern.
It doesn't make any sense. First, anyhow.
Freaking people, dude.
I'm trying to, offer up.
It's like, what in your world goes so wrong that you need this? You got to control this. Like something in the road.
Well, especially if you're in that neighborhood, you've lived in somewhere nice. I can't imagine things have gone so poorly for you that you end. Oh,
for
God,
the
I took a wrong turn and
I
ended up in Southwood.
Maybe they lied to him and they said the houses won't be right on top of each other. You know? I don't know. It's just me.
All right. We'll move on. Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
can be dropped off from 11 a.m. through late night 7 days a week at the Corner Pocket Bar and Grill, located next to Earth Fair on the Parkway. Whether it is a pair of cleats, an old soccer ball, or any other equipment, anything and everything is greatly appreciated. Thank you for your consideration from 97.9 ESPN Radio and the staff at the Corner Pocket.
Need help moving? Two Men and a Truck Tallahassee provides professional home and business move services, both locally and long distance. For your next move, visit twomen.com or call them at 850-224-2232. Two Men and a Truck, the movers who care.
Did you see that game last night?
Ooh, instant classic.
I can't believe how much Burton was sweating in the ninth. You could see each bead dripping off his brow.
I didn't see him sweating.
My girlfriend was blown away by his clear skin. She kept going on and on about what his daily regime is. It was pretty impressive. I'm sure you noticed that.
Yeah, I didn't notice his smooth skin.
Either you don't have a girlfriend or you don't have DirecTV.
I don't have either, actually.
Wow. Really?
Live sports that aren't in 4K are just kinda TV. Only DirecTV has the most live sports in 4K. Don't just kinda TV, DirecTV. Switch from Dish and get a $100 reward card. Limited 4K programming available. Requires entertainment package or higher. Compatible equipment. Reward card with 24-month agreement. Maintain service and redeem within 75 days. Card within 4 weeks. Ends 3/31/2019. Select markets only. Requires 2-room setup. Minimum $47 per month for 12 months after discount. Price is higher in second year. New residential customers only. Equipment lease, activation, installation, early termination, equipment non-return, and other charges and restrictions apply.
To protect your engine, you have to change the oil. Right now at O'Reilly Auto Parts, pick up 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil for $28.95 and get a free O'Reilly Auto Parts tumbler after mail-in rebate. Protect your engine from sludge and wear with O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is the Jeff Cameron Show. Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Wrapping it up, Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio. Dun, 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 dun. Soccer guys after Seminole Headlines, which comes up next. It's a good one.
Way to go, Seventh Hill Tap Room, jumping on board with the soccer guys this week.
Yeah, we do appreciate our sponsors, and we do appreciate the Seventh Hill Tap Room. I have got to go by, speaking of which, shameless plug, but it's legit, it's honest. I got to go by there, man, and get me a frosty cold one. You know, it's been a little while. You and I, over a week ago, went downstairs and had a beer together.
We did.
But that was the first time I had been in a while, and I was reminded, by the way, of how much I love it.
They also have high-quality wines on tap, as I cleared my throat before I hit the mic there.
You also tested those wines.
Yes, and
I remember that before I left.
And they are buy one, get one all day, every day.
That's dangerous.
Which is amazing.
Well, that is a sufficient pipping of a very good place.
Yes.
I mean, that is true. Yeah, so anyhow, you may have heard the Friday music there, and you thought, wait, they're confused. Nay. We are in a charity golf tournament tomorrow in which we are out helping people in the community. And in doing so, we are forced to miss the Friday show. And honestly, guys, you know, it's Florida State Wake over the weekend. Come on. There's not a whole hell of a lot going on. Let us go out there and raise some money for the people.
We've, clinched the bye, man.
Yeah,
so
you can really just roll it on out there.
And we clinched another one right behind it. That some people call that a double bye, man.
Yep. And Lord knows the announcer in the game the other night, if you go back and listen to that broadcast, he wants you to know about that double bye. It gets mentioned 400 times during the course of that game. It was pretty comical. I do think that's kind of it's part of the script, right? The game notes you get when you fly all over the country.
You're like, give me something. And they're like, well, we got some. Ooh, a double bye.
Oh, we'll hit this to death. This will be awesome. Yeah, no, I'm, it's funny. I legitimately, and I do explore this in Seminole Headlines, which comes up next. I legitimately, this first week of spring practice, feel the way that in many ways you described all of us would feel before this upcoming season, which is it's show and prove, and nothing that you say to me is going to matter. And I don't care that much other than to know, because they're not pads yet, so you can't learn a lot right now, other than to know that, hey, good, James Blackman looks to be the best of the quarterbacks. Well, he better be, or else we're in big trouble. If our walk-on is leading the way, we've got problems. If Jordan Travis is leading the way, he may not get a waiver. That's a problem. So it's good to know that he looks the best of the bunch.
That would have been just their luck.
Oh,
Jordan
I joked
Travis
about
comes
that, yeah.
out and he's like Charlie Ward, you know?
And then he doesn't get the waiver.
Yep.
So you got that situation. And then in addition to that, you know, we already know certain players are really good. We've seen that before, so that's nothing new. Tamorrion Terry looks great. Shocking. He was already a really good player. So to us, it's about the offensive line. It might be about a edge rusher, which we still don't have unless Kendo, Janarius Robinson, somebody steps up. We don't know yet.
Or if this 3-4 thing is actually something they want to do, which I
Xavier
hope
Peters might be a guy.
I hope it's not a 3. He's always coached a 4-3. That would be a bad sign.
Well, I don't mind being flexible and being able to do both. I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
But if I don't want it to be our primary right now.
Yeah, need not be the base, because that means that things aren't good.
So there's that. And then I would just say the only other thing that I'm really excited about in week 1 of football is it's really nice to hear that Akeem Dent is a badass.
Yeah.
And, oh, by the way, I did some checking, Tom, just to make sure I do my due diligence. Not just with the media that were there, not just the fans that have emailed us or tweeted at us. I called around.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
the truth.
It's a consensus.
Yeah, it's a consensus like, whoa.
Like hip pocket plus burst.
Well, and smart. You'll want to stay tuned. There's a cool incident that occurred in practice in which he's talking to Kendall Briles. Akeem Dent is talking to Kendall Briles.
Oh, already?
Already. I went, yes, sir.
You're as new as I am, little pup.
I just like that he's talking smack to the offensive coordinator, and he's telling him, don't throw it again. Because I know what it is.
You may be getting a paycheck, but you ain't got no seniority over me, man.
So I guess just say that when you have a marquee figure in a recruiting class, immediately show that he was worth the stars next to his name and that he was properly evaluated by the services. That's a big deal because we've seen 5 stars come in here and go, well, he may end up having a great career, but he's 2 years away from playing. We've seen, or a year at least. But we've also seen the Jalen Ramseys of the world walk in here, and we went, that's different. Right. He can play right now and make a difference. And it appears Akeem is the latter.
Right. Otherwise, clicky pens and clipboards.
That's true. That is true. And I would note that, again, it is wonderful. Think about this. Just let it resonate for a second, okay? Think about the fact that we're going into the final weekend of ACC play in basketball. And I know. You can if you want.
ACC basketball.
The final weekend of ACC basketball, and Florida State's playing in a game that simply matters not because they've done what they've needed to do. I don't know that I've ever been able to say that. I don't know that I've ever been in a position to say, really, I don't care. They could lose by 46 or win by 15. Makes no difference to me.
You could shotgun a beer after every basket, see
that
how
would
long
be
you
something.
last. And it really doesn't matter.
If Coach Ham were on the sideline just drinking, woo!
He had the double hand Stone Cold. Yeah. Claps them together.
Just,
Coach, we got to keep mopping up over here.
What's the score? Just doesn't even care. At 70, that would be really impressive anyhow, but no, it's not like him. Healthy as a horse, and I do love that when I run into Coach Ham, my conversations with him are rarely about basketball. They center around music and diet. Almost every time.
Tells you he's adjusted, right?
Oh, well-adjusted. That's always been pretty apparent. He's had his eye on the prize, big picture stuff for a long time. But, yeah, he is. He's a well-adjusted guy. Hey, speaking of which, go ahead.
I was just going to say, he's hangry for a beer because hangry is his favorite word.
It makes us laugh every time he says it because he starts laughing afterwards. I was going to say this before we segue off to the show, to Seminole Headlines. True story, I told you guys earlier in the week, that had started with Orange Theory, and I've gone, and I've been diligent. I've gone this week. You know, this is true. I could promote a lot of aspects of Orange Theory as part of my endorsement. I could do that because I could tell you about their equipment, which is state-of-the-art. That's true. I could tell you about the different types of workouts. You're never going to get bored. So far, I'm not bored. I'm pushed, but I'm not bored. That's for sure. All these things are true. All these different elements are
you're
true.
You're pushed. I get those phone calls after you're done.
Oh, all these aspects of my membership this first full week of doing it. You know, I can kind of take it in. And I did one this morning. And it's tough because cardio has never been my thing. But today we did heavy weights. And it was another aspect that I thought, oh, good, this is also part of it, which I think a lot of times guys probably don't realize. I didn't, admittedly. I probably just, I don't know why, maybe I had heard things, think that Orange Theory is primarily cardio. Well, they are heavy on cardio. I'm not going to lie about that. But they have a huge weight section, and you do a lot of stuff. Some of the stuff that we've done before, and it was tough today. Squats were incorporated today. So there was good stuff there. So anyhow, the point of that is to say this. It was multifaceted, and I got worn out. But this is crazy. This is really, it's a testament to Orange Theory, but it's also a testament to just how sloppy I was. You know, in 1 week, I'm down 7 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
That's a true story. I weigh because I weigh every time I go in.
Yep.
And it's not, I don't even care about the weight. I care about the inches eventually. But honestly, I couldn't believe I lost 7 pounds in 1 week. I thought, you fat, sorry ass. You had let yourself go so bad that you lost 7 pounds in 1 week?
Yeah, they come off easier when you have more to lose. That's just
the way it is.
Speaking from experience from January 1, yes.
I was stunned. I was like, well, goodness gracious, I've lost 7 pounds.
The first 12 to 15 ain't no thing.
No.
The next 12 to 15 requires you to
I can't lose another 12
up.
to 15. I only need to lose about 20, and I've lost 7. But after that, it's maintain, Tom. It'll be a maintain. I look forward to the day I can maintain.
If Leonard Hamilton, now I'm sure that if he needed Orange Theory, he'd be there in just
OrangeTheory.com if you want to look it up.
If Leonard Hamilton requested a beer on the sideline of a Florida State basketball game, what would that beer be?
A very light beer.
A very light beer?
A very light beer. I would love to say it would be Lowenbrau.
I've never heard of Lowenbrau.
You never had Lowenbrau?
No.
Oh, brother.
What
I'll
is
get
it?
you Lowenbrau.
Is it like what kind of
age difference alarm?
Yeah,
Here we
sorry.
go. Here we go, folks.
What is it like Schlitz?
It's a light beer. It's
Okay.
an okay beer. It's nothing. Here's the deal. Tonight, Let It Be Lowenbrau was a huge commercial campaign in my youth. And you'd see some guys around a campfire and they'd like cheers and Tonight, Let It Be Lowenbrau. It had a whole song, everything.
When I was a kid, it was Bud Ice and Ice House and Red Dog.
You were part of the Ice Revolution.
The Red Dog, was that an ice beer too?
It was a sorry beer is what it was. Yeah.
Those were like the big ones.
Ice House is actually the worst hangover and headache I've ever had in my life. Do they even make that still? And if they do, they should apologize.
I'm sure they do.
It's dreadful.
Back in college days, show contributor Chris once decided to get a keg of Ice House. That was just,
no.
You know, it doesn't even come in a metal keg. It came in a black rubber keg.
Yeah.
That's true.
If I were making a comedy with subtle jokes throughout, that would be one of them.
Right.
Where the joke would be like these guys would be bringing in a keg of such crap beer that it's in a plastic.
Yeah,
like
it's just like this hard rubber substance.
Like,
it was not metal.
This isn't even a keg.
Which, it was great for carrying around. It was easier because you didn't get the metal digging into your fingers. But otherwise,
there are a lot of beer affiliations in my time over the years. Both as official sponsors, non-official sponsors, conversational pieces. When I turned 21, back in those days, many moons ago, in the olden days, Coors Light made a travel keg, like a personal keg.
Mm-hmm.
It was a ball. It was the ball.
The beer ball.
Yeah. And I remember
the big red button.
I liked the beer ball. I thought that was pretty cool.
We used to get a beer ball.
It's not cool anymore, but I thought that
after each semester, when we were done with finals, we would have beer ball, and then we would go to the place that makes giant pizza. You can guess what that is. But we would get the biggest one. It barely fit in the car.
Did you sneak the beer ball in? Oh, you would leave.
No,
Okay,
we would take it back to the place. We'd host a big party for everybody. Say, come on over if you want to help us out.
You want to partake of the beer ball?
Right. Bring some more because we're going to run out. The ball is going to be empty here
in
soon.
an hour.
But I feel like, I don't want to give free love, but I feel like Leonard would either be a Budweiser guy, like a can of Budweiser.
I'm telling you, Lowenbrau is the answer. If you knew about Lowenbrau, you'd be like, yep, it's Lowenbrau.
Or Stella. Or.
Oh, he is classy. Stella could work. Yeah. Lowenbrau. I'm going to show you a picture of a bottle of Lowenbrau.
I'm sure Twitter already has.
And you're going to go, yes, okay, I see that.
Lowenbrau.
Yeah. You've never had weekend goal number 1. Tom's going to have a Lowenbrau.
Maybe for the golf tournament.
There you go. Good work out of you. Good work, Matthew. Good to have you back, buddy. Good to see you got off his ass today and came into work. That's a good thing. And then to all of you, remember to stay tuned. Seminole Headlines forthcoming along with the soccer guys.
Don't have to call the morgue anymore. We're okay.
Stay tuned.